Greetings, I'm Barrent, and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. We are going to start a playthrough of Fallen Land, a post-apocalyptic board game by Fallen Dominion. Now this game is for 2 to 5 players and takes about an hour per player, and it's also for 14 up. Now if it's for 2 to 5 players, how are we going to play? Well, we're in luck. We have the expansion A Journey into Darkness. This expansion allows you to play solo, and I have done an unboxing of both of these boxes on my channel. If you want to go check it out, please do. Now there's 2 different ways to play solo that come in this box. The first one is a race to see how fast you can win the game. The second one, you're going to actually be playing against a couple other opponents, and they're going to be kind of AI ran, and that's the way we're going to do it. It's going to be so much fun. Now this game will be coming back to Kickstarter pretty soon, so I want you to keep your eyes out for it, and when it actually comes out on Kickstarter, I'm going to put a link right up here in this video, so if you come to it while the Kickstarter's going, you can check it out. In this video, we're going to do a quick setup, and we're also going to explain how exactly we're going to run a solo version of this game. So if you're interested in seeing how we're going to be able to survive the Fallen Land, then I need you to meet me at the table.
Last time you were here.
Here's the board for Fallen Land. I've gone ahead and placed it out. We're going to now get the rest of the setup going. The first thing we need to do is choose how many challengers we're going to have. 1 is standard, 2 is moderate, 3 is difficult, and 4 is the ultimate challenge. Guess which one we're not doing? You're right, we're not doing the ultimate challenge. We're going to go for 2. We're going to make it a moderately challenging game. To figure out what factions we're going to be playing against, I'm going to go ahead and roll 2 dice and consult our table. I got a 9 and a 5. So the 2 factions we're going to be playing against are going to be the New Federalists and the Sons of Neptune. Oh no, I want to be the Sons of Neptune. Oh well, we're just going to go ahead and play against these 2 factions. That'll be fine. I'll play against the Sons of Neptune. So we're going to place our 2 faction mats right here. Now we can either choose a faction or we can roll. And since they already took my Sons of Neptune, I'm going to go ahead and roll my own faction. We got a 2. We're going to take the Enclave of Terra. Now to win the game, you either need to get to 80 town health or 20 prestige. We're going to take the tokens from not only our faction, but also the ones we're against. And we're going to begin at 30 health. And we're going to go ahead and put ourselves on 1 prestige. I'm also going to take our faction player mat, and I'm going to put that over here. We're going to be doing a lot more with that in just a second. Now as we play, we're going to be gaining prestige, and we're also going to be gaining health. So we're going to be moving these up and down this track. Hopefully I'm not going to lose any. That's the plan. Now the next thing we have to do is a little bit different from the real game. We have to take our action deck and locate all the cards that have these red dots on them. So I've already done that. I've taken all the red dot cards out. They call it a red dot action deck. And we're going to mix that up along with, we're going to also take all of our NPC CMs, which are non-player character mercenaries. We're also going to shuffle them into this red dot action deck, creating a giant red dot action deck. This is going to be used during the game to, I believe it's kind of caused a lot of problems to me. Hopefully it doesn't prevent us from winning, but it's not going to be good for us. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our party marker, place it down. We're up here in Montana. Then you're also going to take your little party marker guy here. I painted up. They're actually not this color. They come gray. I've painted all mine. So this one's going to go up here, and that is where we're going to start. And since we're playing against the other 2, I'm just going to put them out. Here's the Sons of Neptune one. It's really cool. He's holding a trident in his hand. And the other one is the New Federalist, sorry. I've gone ahead and painted this guy up as well. We're going to put him right there. I'm just going to put him on the board. That's just for theme. It's not actually part of the game. But they just look so cool. I want to at least have them out. So now we have ourselves in Montana. We're going to continue on with the setup. Now let's go ahead and look at our player mat. It says that we start in Montana where we've placed our marker. And we also get 2 town technologies. Everybody starts with 2. Ours happen to be the Energy production. Now, if we look at the town technology chip, you're going to see many different things. One, this is how much it would cost if you want to buy this technology. And when you do, you'd gain 5 town health and 1 prestige. You also gain ability points towards your skills or something else like plus to movement or things. This one, for example, gives us +1 skills towards science checks. We also get a water and supplies technology. And this one's going to give us +1 technology versus survival skills. So we're going to go ahead and place those on our player mat. We also have some special abilities that are right here. It says at the top we get Hunter's Instinct. We begin the game with the compound hunting bow. And I have this right here. We're going to go through this card when we continue going through our player mat. So for that time being, I'm just going to put it up there. We also have diplomatic connections. Each time you are the first player, subtract 2 from your town event roll. That's actually pretty good because we're pretty much always going to be the first player. We're also wily, and we get +1 during our fight rolls. And our last one is Kismet. Once per turn during a solo encounter card, I can reroll a failed skill check. Now, when we go ahead and start playing, you're going to be making a lot of skill checks. Some are going to be for the party, and some are going to be solo. And during that time, we can reroll if we need to. Now up on top are 2 other little tracks. One is our movement bonus. If we gain pluses to movement, we're going to go ahead and add them here. So when we do move, we get these extra bonuses. This over here, these are extra resources. On the map, we can go ahead and take over some resource points. And if we do, we're going to gain town health, and we're also going to gain salvage coins, which are going to be found right up in here. Now I've panned out because we're going to be able to create the rest of our town. We're going to gain our characters and our resources. So we're going to go through and grab 6 characters from this deck. Now I've already shuffled all the decks up because look at how many cards there are. It's just a massive amount of cards. They put a lot of heart and soul into this game to be able to create this many characters. Just think of that. They've created this many characters and they've made it so not only do they have this many, they've named them, they've given them purposes, and they've even been able to try to balance the game using this amount of stuff. Is just amazing. So we've got 6 characters here. Now we're going to go ahead and look at one of these and I'll tell you all about it. Our first character is, what do we got here? We got DeForest Tanner, MD. All right, caustic trauma surgeon. All right, it says here, I may be an elitist, but unlike you, I've actually been out there in the chaos. So he has a special ability that says he receives 1 additional success on all party medical skill checks, including healing. Well, that's fantastic. Now you're going to see a lot of other things. I'm just going to put it down here and we're going to zoom in so that we can see this card a little bit better. So the first thing we're going to see are these link things here. These are called link bonuses. When they use certain equipment, they're going to be able to gain these extra bonuses when having that equipment. These 2 stats are your health, physical, and your health mental, your sanity. So as you take physical damage or radiation damage, you're going to lose health. And also you're going to lose health when you take damage to your psyche. So right now he's got a 5 and a 4. It could go up depending on if you get different items and things. Now these down here, this game is based a lot on skill checks. And these are some of the skills he has. And everybody has a certain set amount of skills and they have a certain skill value. So this is his combat skill. Obviously our medic is not that great at combat. It's got a 4. But then this is our survival, diplomacy, technical. We also have our, no, this is technical. I'm sorry. This is mechanical, obviously, with the wrench, technical. And then we also have a medical skill. Now this over here is his carrying capacity. So we have DeForest Tanner. And the interesting thing about him, if we look right here, it says master. So one of his skills is the 10, and it's obviously his medical skill. So there's not very many masters in here. We actually really got lucky when we got a hold of a master person. So we're going to go ahead and zoom out again. And this is another part of the game that's really cool. These things are all where our characters are going to go. We can link them. So I'm going to put him right here in number 2. We're going to see our next, well, I'm not going to put him there. Well, I am. I'm going to put him right here. But if we get somebody else we want to put there, we'll put him there. Who else do we get? We got Sid Crawford, megalomaniacal rock star. I don't know, Freebird. Oh, he flips off the crowd. That's pretty funny. All right, so he gains 1 prestige. So I automatically get a prestige when using him. Whenever I draw a character card, draw an extra one. That's pretty good. And his son of Herman Crawford gains 10 salvage coins if they are reunited in the same party. All right, so if I find that guy, I get extra things. These are all his skills as well. His best skill looks like it's going to be mechanical. So I always try to think of maybe putting all the characters out, looking at their skills and trying to take at least one character that's good in all different skills. All right, what else we got? Dante Slade, heroic biker. What's he really good at? He's also really good at mechanical. All right, so we're going to put him there. He also looks like if he's in a vehicle, he gets extra speed and more carrying capacity. Let's see who's next. They're all upside down. Monica Pitcher, a Baker Street bootlegger. All right, sounds awesome. Let's see what she does. Well, she's okay at diplomacy, so we're going to put her there, though our doctor's also good at diplomacy. Who's our next character? It looks like we have Wade Marlowe, a friendly Iowan. A friendly Iowan. That's pretty awesome. All right, he's also pretty good at diplomacy. So we don't really have very many combat skill guys. This is kind of getting worrisome. Who do we have here? Orison Leach, a faction bureaucrat. Oh no, he's probably good at diplomacy too. Okay, so we got a lot of diplomacy and not a lot of attacking. So we're going to go ahead and have to figure out what guys we want to keep. And the last one we don't want to keep is going to go in our town roster. And if we want to get him, we have to go back to our town. So from where we stand right now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our guys. Now this guy has our strongest fight skill. So I think we're going to take that person, because I always like to have one guy that can fight. Now let's see, who is our best survivalist, which is kind of funny that our in place actually prides itself on being survivalish. But all right, I think we're going to take, well, we have to take the Iowan because that's pretty awesome that he's from Iowa. All right, he's going to have our 6th survival skill. We've got our best diplomat, and that's going to be him. So we're going to go ahead and take him. Our medic is obviously going to be that guy. And then let's see, our mechanical, and this guy does both pretty well, mechanical and science. We're going to take him. We're actually going to put this guy back under in our town resource, right underneath here. And if we ever want him, we just go ahead and pick him up. So now we have all our guys laid out. Now this is also really cool that when you go to make your skill checks, this is going to be the color of dice that the character is going to use. Again, this game is really well made in the fact that they got all this laid out perfectly. You get a lot of cards, but they actually have really good places for each one of them. Now the next thing we're going to get are spoil cards, and they're going to look similar to this. And I have my symbol here, which means I actually get it. And each one of these things we get is probably going to add or subtract to our certain skills. So whoever we give this to is going to give better survival and better attack. And they're also, but now it's going to cost him 4 inventory to be able to carry this, or 4 capacity. So we have to figure out who we're going to want to give that to. Now on top of this, we also get 10 other spoil cards, and look at how big this spoils deck is. It is absolutely monstrous. Again, somebody had to think of a spoil for each one of these cards and how it's going to work and how it's going to balance into the game. Just an amazing amount of stuff they put in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now in these spoil cards, we're going to be able to find weapons, equipment, and vehicles. And we're going to see what we get. So our first one is, we got a ranged weapon, a wrist rocket slingshot. Well, this thing really isn't that great at all, but that's okay. It does 1 extra damage, or 1 guight skill. It gives us, okay, and it's going to cost 1. And this 2 is how much it's worth in salvage coin. This is how much you're going to get if you sell it to the bank. So obviously this thing isn't really worth that much. Let's see what our next one is. We got ourselves something here. What's this? A compact welding and cutting torch. This is going to help with our mechanical, and it's also going to help with our technical skill. I think that's what it is. After you successfully complete a combat roll a d6, and a 1 or 2 draw a spoils card. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you get some neat little things. Now it's going to cost 4 to carry around, but it costs 12 to sell back to the bank. All right, let's see what else we get. A sledgehammer. Oh, I can't go wrong with that. What's this? On lockpicking encounter cards, you automatically succeed on mechanical skill check. Of course, you smash through it. All right, so that's this one. The next one we get is a nifty multi-tool. So that's kind of cool. It does multiple things. That makes sense. Multi-tool. We got a elite camping backpack. But notice this one says +5, so it doesn't cost to have it. It actually adds to it. Next we get a flare gun pistol. Discard this item to avoid the negative effect on a failure, on a mission or encounter card. Okay, that's pretty good. What else do we get? Oh, we got a bike. Oh, we got a vehicle. Cheap mountain bikes. Oh, that's pretty awesome. So we're going to have a bunch of people running around on mountain bikes. I guess that makes sense in Montana, actually. That's pretty good. This is going to give us +1 speed. So when we go to move, we're going to get an extra movement. Plus it gives all these extra things. That's pretty cool. And this is our vehicle. So our vehicles are going to go actually right up here. Let's see what else we get. Oh, we got a better vehicle. What's this? The ENIGMA van, the custom 60s paint job. Now, this is a relic. These are really good. They're very rare to get. So we actually got a really good vehicle here. It has 20 stowing capacity, and it does all these extra things. Yes, vehicles can actually take skill checks as well. Now it says here, once per turn, you may reroll one of your failed skill checks on a mission card. Oh, that's really good. All right, sorry, bikes, you just got bumped for the 60s Enigma van. That's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to put this up here for now. We're not going to be using that one. What else we got? Oh, we got another vehicle. Oh, darn, I want some other stuff now. I got enough vehicles. Now this one adds 3 to our speed, where our other one's only going to add 2, but that's okay. Again, I think we're going to keep with our relic. That's kind of a good card. Please don't be a vehicle. What's this? Forge government credentials. Oh, that's pretty good. Discard to gain 1 prestige, and we also gain 5 diplomacy from it. Okay, now we have to go ahead and figure out what we're going to do with all these things. All right, I'm going to go ahead and divvy these up, and we'll be coming back shortly, and I'll explain why I did what for who. So we're going to start by giving Wade here, he's going to get our sledgehammer, which means he's going to be able to automatically succeed on lockpick checks. I'm giving him this sledgehammer to get him up to an 8 attack and a 7 skill here. Now the interesting thing about this game that I have to again explain to you is, since it's all based on skill checks, we're going to be rolling 10-siders, and we're going to have to try to pass the skill checks by rolling the number or lower. Lower numbers are better in this game. Now if you have a 10 in a skill or higher, a 10 is an auto success, and then you roll again to see if you're going to be able to get 2 successes or more based on how many determinations of 10 you have. So 10, 20, 30. If I get his skill up to like 39, he'd be rolling 3 auto successes, and then you have to roll to see if you can get a 9 or lower. Now the interesting thing again comes in when if you roll a 10 at any time during your skill check, you're going to lose all skills. So if he had a 39, you roll a 10, he'd get 0. So you have to try to figure out a way to get these numbers kind of up higher, but you don't want to get over 10 unless you're going to get over 10 by a lot, because if I'm sitting here, for example, at an 8 and I give this guy another +2 here, he'd get an auto success, but I still roll, and if I get a 1, I auto succeed, but if I get 10, I lose all the successes. So that's kind of my strategy here. And so we're going to go ahead and give this compound bow to Monica. She's kind of out of films or camera, so I'm going to kind of bring it back in here. So she's going to give herself a 9 and a 7, so she's doing okay. Again, I'm trying to keep them kind of up higher, but not over 10 unless I can get it above 10 by quite a bit. Now, I am going to give these government credentials to him, which is going to go over a 9, but that's okay. It's going to get to a 14, which is still a pretty good number. So he's going to get an auto success on diplomacy, and then I just have to get a 4 or less to get my 2nd success. Now, our brave doctor is actually going to gain 2 cards. He's going to get both the camping backpack, and he's also going to get this nifty multi-tool. The reason I'm doing that is because his skill's already 10, so I'm going to try to get it again as high as I can. 2 is the best I can do. We don't have any other medical cards than that. So he's going to gain those 2 items. We're also going to give this flare gun to him. Why not? He gets a flare gun. A lot of good it's really going to do him. But here we go. We're going to give him a flare gun. We're also going to give this, I guess we'll give this wrist launcher thing to this guy. There we go. Have a wrist launcher. And I'm also going to give this equipment mechanical, this compact welding cutting torch. I'm going to give that again to this guy too. He's got a lot of stuff. Now we also have to make sure we don't go over our carrying capacity. He's got a, was it a 4, 5, 6, 7, and he has a total 11, so we're all doing okay. So we've divvied out all our spoils, we have our characters, and we have our vehicle. Now sadly I can't really do anything with these 2 cards. We can sell them back at some point. Now the last thing we get is 3 action cards. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what our action cards are for this game. We've got Recon Scout. Play during the party exploits phase. Before drawing an encounter card, look at the next 3 cards from one encounter deck and replace them in any order. So that's our first action. Now we could also sell this for $3 if we want. Our next action card is Dodge. Play when an action card excluding NPC M's is played on your party to ignore its effect, or play to discard a failed encounter or mission card without suffering its negative repercussions. Oh, that's going to be really good. That's probably why it's worth 6. All right, let's see what our last one is if I can pick it up. Here it is. We've got, what's this? Taskmaster's Creed. Okay, first off, that's awesome art. Look at that. Okay, let's see what it says. Play during the effects phase. You lose 2 owned resources to receive the Annabelle character without equipment from another player, the character deck, or discard pile. Place her into your town roster. You have made a sinister pact with the Taskmaster. He has sent his best agent to assist your faction. All right, that's not bad. All right, so we got our 3 action cards. I'm going to put them right up here next to our car we can't use. And that completes the setup of our town. We're good to go. This is going to be our adventuring party. They're going to go out and they're going to try to gain some prestige, get some town health, and now let's finish up the setup. There's one more thing we got to do. We get $10. So I'm going to go ahead and put those right here. we get 10 salvage coins that we can use during our turn. The next thing we need to do is lay out all our cards. We have our characters, we have our spoils, we also have our action cards. Those are the first 3 card decks we're going to lay out. Next, we're going to go ahead and place all our encounter cards. We have our plains, our mountains, we also have our city and radiation cards. These are all different encounters that could happen on the map based on where your party stops and decides to take an encounter. And lastly, we're going to put our mission deck right down here. Now, it suggests that you put your city technologies kind of across the board this way, but since I have these cards here, I'm just going to leave them off to the side, and if we want to pick any up, we'll just go ahead and buy them. Now we're going to go ahead and place out our missions. So if you notice on the board, there's a lot of numbers, and I'll bet you there's exactly 100 because you're going to roll 2 10-siders, and we're going to go ahead and put out our mission tokens. So this is going to be our 10s, and this is going to be our 1s. So our first one's going to go to 11. So we're going to go ahead and put it right up here in number 11. That's not too far from us. Our second mission is going to be at 87. So if we go ahead and look, 87 is going to be right down here near New Orleans. All right, we're going to keep on rolling. We got an 86. Well, that's really funny. So number 3 is going to go right down next to it. All right, let's see what our next one goes to. 89. Are you kidding me? All right, 89 is actually way over here. It might even be off the camera. Mission 4 is going to be over here down in California. All right, our next one's going to be 3. It's going to be a number 3, which is actually really good, right over here next to us. Now, this isn't a 10 when you're rolled with a 3, it comes a 0. I know it's an interesting concept. Some people play that this added to that would bring it to 40. You can play however you want, just whatever you do, you have to make sure you're always consistent. I always say that if this is a 10 and this is a 10, then it's 100. Otherwise, this is always going to be a 0. All right, let's see what's next. We got a 76. So our next one is going to go right into 76, which should be right here. And our last mission, and they're all down here. Come on. 33. All right, that's kind of right in the middle of America. Right there, number 7. So we've laid out all of our missions onto our map. Now we're going to go ahead and put our turn marker down. We're going to put it underneath these, and that's going to signify how many turns it takes. And we're just going to slowly move this up as we take our turns. And that's going to do it for the setup for Fallen Land, a post-apocalyptic board game. We've got our people ready to go out adventuring into the Fallen Land. Hopefully we can survive. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the intro setup video. We're going to be getting to the next video soon, so if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell symbol so you know when the next video comes. Please leave anything in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everybody. Are you as excited as I am? Did I put the right stuff on the right people? Will I make it through the Fallen Land? To find out, I need you to meet me at the table.